Tracy's off parole. Meagan asks Mike some burning questions. And Lizzie and Scott are going on first blind dates. This is the Love After Lockup after show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome.
Hi,
We're so happy to be here.
Yes, we are.
This is long awaited. This is the Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup after show.
Yes, that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. I was just about to say. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. When I tell y'all, this is my show.
Yes.
Like, when I found out there was going to be a spinoff and we are going to keep following, the couples and the families that we had from Love After Lockdown, I was like, Yes, I'm tuning in, and I hope we have an after show for it, and here we are.
And here I am. I'm one of your co-hosts. I am Brianna Chianne, and I have my lovely co-host here.
Hey, it's Alexis, and I'm excited to be here, as we can tell.
That's amazing. So, since we're both very excited, we're going to jump right into it. This is the mid-season first episode, so this is the, technically, episode 15 is what they call it. And right now, we have Tracy actually getting ready to get off of parole. And we all know that she put Clint through hell.
Yes.
And now she's putting a lot of pressure on him to get a relationship started with his mom. And I want to know, what do you think about the way Clint's mom is handling the situation?
I think it's completely understandable. I think, Clint's mom had reservations about her before she got released the first time. And so she came out, they got married, and then she went back into her spiraling with drugs and with crack and left him, took all his stuff, left him crying in the middle of the night. So to already not like this girl, and then she goes back to jail, and now she's back, and you expect me to just kind of welcome her with open arms?
Right.
I think any mom or any person would be very reluctant on doing that. So I completely understand.
Absolutely. And Alice was the main one that kind of wanted to give her, she kind of wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. And she really just crapped all over it, because we already know his dad was not for it at all. But I want to know, what do you think? Put yourself in Alice's shoes, or just be a mom for a minute. Is there anything at all that you think the girl of your son could do to make up for something like what she put him through?
Honestly, probably not. I mean, I'm not a mom. I don't have kids. I know how mama bears are with their sons, because I see it with my mom and my brother and his girlfriend. And there's a lot of things, even in that situation, I'm like, I wouldn't be okay with that, but I'm not his mom, and my mom is able to, kind of accept him for it. So it may be different when you have that love for your son. You just want him to be happy. And as crazy as it seems, she makes Clint happy. So from that side of it, it could be, I just want my son to be happy. But then on the flip side, it's like, do I really want my son with someone who's in and out of jail, who can't stop doing drugs, and is honestly just trying to force herself on me, is what it seems like.
Yeah, she didn't even want Shorty on her property at the house.
Yeah.
But speaking of moms, Brittney is another mom. It's her second child.
Yes.
She seems so happy with Marcelino, and I absolutely love them together.
Yeah.
And it was a relationship that I was hoping would flourish, because he has that structure that she needed.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that she appreciates it. But they're going through kind of a hard transition into parenthood, because Marcelino wants to play poker, and Brittney wasn't really there for her first son. So how do you think they're faring out so far?
I think there's challenges in all new marriages, but I think, to add on the fact that she just got out of jail, she hasn't been able to be her mom for her son. She was still kind of going through things with her ex-girlfriend, still trying to figure out what it is she wanted to do. So you're already adding on the pressure of marriage, the pressure of being freshly out of jail, and now you're adding on a newborn, a 2-year-old, a marriage. It's a lot. And I think if they weren't going through all of the turmoil that they're going through as a result of that, I'd be like, what is wrong with them? Because I think anybody would be having, difficulties in their marriage. marriage.
Absolutely. But it is nice to see that Amanda is still around in a way and not really forcing too much. Well, that's what we see so far.
Nice for Brittney. I don't know how Marcelino feels about that, but at the same time, it's good, I guess, for her to have a friend. Her other friend may be going back to jail.
Yeah, Sasha.
Yeah, I never really understood. I knew she had been in jail, but I didn't understand that what she did was so serious and that she could be facing the time that she was. So it kind of made me sad because I knew that they had such a close friendship. So I guess it's good that she has another friend, but at the same time, I get it from Marcelino's standpoint. Like, one, I don't want you around your ex that much to begin with.
Yeah.
That's just in my relationship. You don't need to be hanging out with your ex. But not only is she an ex, she's an ex you were in jail with. That just takes it to a whole nother level. So I completely see it from Marcelino's side.
Yeah, but he's not only protective when it comes on to Brittney and her friends. He didn't even want Amanda and Sasha holding his baby.
I thought that was a little much.
That was a little... Yeah. Well, at first I was like, Marcelino, you are doing way too much. And then I'm like, well, it is his first child. And I can see why he would be protective. But you are the one who decided to marry an ex-con.
Right.
So it's kind of hypocritical for you to be so protective over your baby with her friends, but that's who you had the baby with.
It's that, and then also, if I were Brittney, I would feel kind of like it's a slap in the face because it's like, I'm right here. Like, what do you think of me as a mom? You think I would really put my own child in harm's way, especially at the hands of my friends? Like, what are you saying about me as a mom? I would have taken it that way.
Yeah, I definitely totally agree with that. One thing I do want to jump to, because this is a couple that I'm sure got a lot of attention.
I already know who you're talking about because I really feel like they're the reason for the spinoff.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. I agree. Meagan and Mike. Now, Meagan took it upon herself. She went out there to pick her man up, waiting for him to come out to have this nice romantic moment, and she pulls up. And his mom and his sister are sitting right there. And nobody's happy to see anyone in this right now. And she basically confronts, his sister, Day-Day, because they had some Twitter beef. What do you think about this whole social media thing and going back and forth with Twitter and family and all that?
As far as the tweets go, I think if you want to be with this man, you want to have a relationship with this man, you don't do that with his sister.
Right.
Point blank, period. She can say all she wants. She can take up for Sarah. Your beef with Sarah shouldn't have anything to do with his sister. If she decided to bring herself in, she's a child. Like, you just stay out of grown folks' business, ignore it, don't go back and forth. But she decided to go back and forth, and I think that just kind of added fuel to the fire because they don't really want her around. Now they have a reason to not want you around.
Exactly.
Or more of a reason to not want you around because not only are you bringing drama, but you're disrespecting my sister and my child from the viewpoint of the mom. So
yeah, and she kind of is holding on to this. Well, they're putting it more on her that she's kind of the reason why Mike even got locked up in the first place because he was late for his parole because he was picking her up from the airport that day. And his mom holds a lot of resentment towards Meagan.
I think that's the problem. I think that's why he's having the issues that he's having because at the end of the day, this is a grown man. He got himself in jail the first time.
Thank you.
And him messing around got him sent to jail the last time. Yes, she had the wrong GPS location, but at the same time, that's not her responsibility.
Exactly.
He's fresh out of jail. He knew he wasn't supposed to be driving. He knew what time he needed to be there. If it cut into him picking her up from the airport, I'm sure she would have understood, like, hey, I can't pick you up until after my parole meeting. I'm sure she would have been just fine with that.
Yeah.
So he made the grown man decision to do all those things. So I get the mom not wanting to, fool around with Meagan, but to blame her for going back, I don't think he should at all. She should at all because honestly, he probably would have gone back on his own anyway.
Absolutely. Overall, Mike's priorities are just a mess. But we were speaking on mama bears and being protective, and Mike's mom is very interesting because she knew about Meagan and she didn't sell Sarah, clearly knows about Sarah, didn't say anything to Meagan, and she made it very clear that she did not want to be the one put in the middle. It wasn't her responsibility because it's not her relationship and her son is grown. I want to know, do you think that she made the right decision with not interfering?
I I think I do, for the most part. And I think she should have told the same thing to her daughter. Because if she wouldn't have interfered with the tweets, it wouldn't have been the drama.
True. Very true. I agree with that. It is kind of a hard position. I feel like as a mother, if my son was doing that and felt comfortable enough to bring these girls to my home, first, I feel disrespected as a mom. I feel like you're disrespecting my household and you low-key take me for a joke because I'm not one of your homeboys. I'm not just running around gonna lie for you. And I would say something to him. I feel like she should have said something sooner about cutting it off and making it very clear.
Well, I mean, she did tell him that, you need to leave Meagan alone, focus more on Sarah, because, that was his wife, and she, at the time, he didn't know, was about to have another baby. So she did step in that sense, but I do agree that it maybe wasn't her place to tell Meagan, okay, he has a wife, he has a baby on the way. But then again, it probably would have avoided all of this. So
very true. So right now we're going to pause real quick because we have a very special announcement from Miss Alexis here.
Hey guys, so before we move on to go back to all the juicy drama, we just want to give a huge thank you for watching every week and making us the ESPN of TV Talk. We love what we do. We love watching our crazy shows with you, and we want to continue to do that, and we can do it with your help. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, please make sure to give us a 5-star rating, and please, please, please continue to join us every week because we don't want to talk to ourselves. We want to talk to you.
We definitely don't like talking to ourselves. As interesting as we are.
Right.
Thank you very much.
And we are.
So let's jump back into Meagan and Mike because their storyline is just too juicy to get away from now. So we're in episode 16 and Meagan finally comes forward to Mike and she asks him, what's up? Why did you lie? Why did you go on this long misleading me? And what's up with Sarah? Like, do you love her or not? And Mike is being Mike and just beating around the bush, not answering the question, not ignoring it. What would you do if you were Meagan in that situation?
Well, I would like to say if I was Meagan, I wouldn't be in this situation.
True.
You never know.
Let's start there.
You never know. The heart wasn't what it wants. First, I got to say how disappointed I am that Meagan is even in this predicament because I remember when Love After Lockup ended, she ended the show with, I didn't know he was married. If I would have known, I wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't have continued to talk to him. I would have just let it go. So I'm thinking, okay, now that she knows, she values herself more to just walk away. But she continued to talk to him. She kept talking to him every day on the phone. And that's what I was wondering when I was watching them have that conversation. Is this the first time that she's mentioning that she knows all of this Sarah stuff and that she's asking what the issue is? Like, you've been talking to him on the phone. I mean, I'm sure I guess she didn't want to have the super long conversation because, it costs money. When you're
she already spent how much money already? Right. So what's a couple more?
But it's like, why are you just now having this conversation with him? And at the end of the day, what is this conversation supposed to do for you? He's married. He has a second baby on the way. His family doesn't like him. You know that you're probably not even only one of two. It's probably like 4 or 5 or 6 other women. And that's why she asked. Yeah, so I would like to say if I was Meagan, I wouldn't be in this situation. And my hope for Meagan is that she realizes how crazy she looks and eventually just walks away.
I think it's kind of gross and sad that Mike keeps using his daughter as an excuse to carry on this joke of a relationship on and not to disrespect his marriage with Sarah because marriage is a sacred thing. But when you're dealing with someone who doesn't even respect it himself, it's kind of just like, what is the point? And then you keep on saying, oh, well, I'm dealing with Sarah because she's going to take Iviana away from me. And to be honest, I don't even think Sarah's that type of person.
No.
Because she's dealt with a lot.
Well, honestly, she's very petty. I could see her being like, no, you can't see Aviana today. Go see your little girlfriend. I can see her.
I could see that.
I've seen mothers in that situation when they're salty about their baby's father. They're like, you can't see my daughter. Go be with your other woman. I would hope that she's not like that. But you never know. But at the same time, like, wanting to see your daughter doesn't mean having sex with her mother.
Exactly.
Let's just keep it 100. That didn't mean you had to buy her a ring. Let's just keep it 100. So Mike is so full of garbage.
And now he has another situation because Sarah has a newborn. So he has 2 kids with her. So I'll save my predictions for later on. But moving on, Lizzie and Scott are trying to live their best lives.
Oh, good old Lizzie.
Lizzie. First of all, I don't know what happened to the born-again Christian from the first season, Lizzie.
Yeah.
But this right now, Lizzie, with the boobs out and the butt out, going on this blind date, girl.
Because you know what? That born-again Christian thing was some crap. She didn't want to do anything with Scott. She wasn't attracted to him. He was strictly about the money. She used all of that as an excuse to not have to, be intimate with him and have sex with him.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that I'm sure he was expecting with her coming out of jail. So I knew that was crap from the very beginning.
Yeah. Girl, bye.
Yeah.
You were a dancer. You were a prostitute. You had no problem with all of that.
Yeah.
You scream your convict lifestyle from the hilltops. So, girl, bye.
Bye.
But when Lizzie was at her blind date and the guy walks in and it seemed like everything was going okay, and then at the end he gets the check and he's like, so are we gonna go half? What?
And I was thinking in my head, Lizzie is probably losing it on the inside because she don't play about having to spend her own money or having a guy with money. So yeah,
I know that was humbling for her because she even compared Scott to him and was like, a man's supposed to take care of a woman. Like, I shouldn't have to do this.
Part of me is like, either one, he's just really broke, or 2, he really was not into her, and he probably could tell she was that type of girl, and he was like, oh, she's not going to be into me if I'm making her go Dutch on dates.
Yeah. I mean, when you're on the first date and you're talking about, oh, I served this amount of time, and I did this and that when I was out in and out of jail.
I was a heroin addict. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to go on a second date either.
So, question, what do you think is the right time to bring something like that up when you are in this dating life? Because that's tough.
I would like to be known up front, like if I was the person on the date and the other person was a heroin addict who had been in jail. Let me know up front so I can decide if I want to move on. But if I was the person on the other side, I don't know how I would feel, like, because you'd be worried that people wouldn't want to continue on the date with you or wouldn't want to talk to you. And what if you, want to like that person? But at the same time, do you want to put somebody in a position where they grow these feelings for you and then they find that out about you and they're just not okay with it? And now you've both caught feelings and it's complicated. So to be long-winded, I would hope that you let me know up front. And I would assume that somebody would want to do that up front too if the roles were reversed.
Well, Lizzie and Scott have a lot in common because Scott was very upfront with his first date. First of all, shout out to Scott because he loves him some chocolate.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
But he was very upfront with everything that went on with Lizzie on his first date with his young lady.
Now, I feel like he didn't have to be as upfront.
He didn't.
There honestly wasn't really reason for her to know, aside from the fact maybe he wanted her to know that he spent $104 or whatever $1,000 on her because maybe he couldn't afford the meal. But what reason did she really need to know? But I don't think she was for him from the get-go.
No, not at all. But the fact that she even threw in, I think you need therapy to him, that's hilarious. Because I don't think anyone has given him that reality check yet. And that was well needed. I'm sure it was in one ear and out the other. But he went on and on about Lizzie during his date. And it's just hard because you are, what's Scott, like 51? He's out here, is kind of pathetic at this point with how he's carrying on his dating life. And you're still talking about this woman that rolled off with you as soon as you said you're broke. She said,
bye. I think Scott really loved her. I mean, I would hope that you really love someone to give them $104,000.
I think it's desperation.
Yeah, probably. That's probably more a better term to use than love. He really wants companionship.
Yeah.
He did whatever he could to get Lizzie and couldn't keep her, and I don't think he's gotten over it yet.
True. Well, Lamar's home.
Lamars Home. I was so mad that he went back to jail. I felt so sorry for her.
I felt sorry. I felt sorry for her. This is the thing. Andrea is a mess for taking her kids that she raised in a Mormon lifestyle from Utah to LA for this man that she's with who has this, who's a felon. And it's just so tiresome to see someone crying all the freaking time.
Yeah. Especially with something like this where you watch it and you're like, you should have known better. Why are you surprised? But, you know, it's like being a teenager and you keep falling for the jock who's super duper mean to you, and everybody's like, why don't you leave him alone? It's like, but I love him. Like, I think she really loves him. And
she likes that he's a bad boy, too.
Yeah, and, you know, they were starting a life together, and I hate to say it, I like Lamar. Like, when they are together, I think they're so fun to watch. They have, you know, great rapport. Her kids were starting to like him. Yeah. So for him to go back, I was kind of like, I was rooting for you to do so much better, even though deep down, you kind of know, like, it's bound to happen. But he's home now.
He's home now.
I hope that lasts for way longer than it did.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell because speaking of the kids, she spoke on her daughter, Nyla, and how she was thinking about taking on his last name. And now, because of him, Nyla apparently has no trust in African-American men.
That broke my heart.
That broke my heart, too, because that's a scarring situation, and she's still young.
And we don't really know much about her dad.
Right.
I'm going to assume that, he's not in her life. So to have that and then to finally kind of get close to another person and then him go away and continue to disappoint you, like, that can damage someone for a long time. So it really made me sad for her to say that.
Yeah, it was sad. I liked how his first reaction when he came was, where's my car?
Oh my God. Okay, can we talk about it? Because I was like, how does he have a Mercedes?
That's what I was saying. Like, oh my gosh, that's what I was saying.
Was that from the Love After Lockup checks?
Exactly.
Where did he get this Mercedes
And where
from?
are you getting money for a house in LA?
Yeah.
Not an apartment. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe they're renting, but still renting a house is a pretty penny.
And we know how expensive it is out here. Shoot. Getting the house. But he has a Mercedes, and he really thought that he lost his baby, but she was just kidding with him.
That was a nice little sprinkle ending to, our little discussion about the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
But let's get into this special little thing we got here. We have the top 3. Yes. And so I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce our top 3 this week.
Okay, so in all this talking about love and being locked up and finding love after being locked up, we found 3 situations where people actually found love after being locked up or during being locked up. We'll see. So the first one is Ted Bundy. We all know the story of the Ted Bundy tapes. They just had the Zac Efron documentary. Well, if you didn't know, he was a serial killer of over 30 women, but he maintained a relationship through all of that. And then he ended up marrying Carol Ann Boone, who was his co-worker, and they had a baby together. So in all of that, she stood by him during his court cases, and they found love after lockup.
And now he's dead.
For good reason. For good reason. Our second person is Lau Menendez. You might know him from the Menendez brother. They also just did a remake on NBC.
Okay.
He murdered his parents, but while dealing with all of that, he married a pen pal named Anna Erickson. They divorced because he had another pen pal. Sounds like a Michael, Sarah, and Meagan situation. And then married someone else named Rebecca Sneed. So it's good to have people out there who look past all of your dirt.
Just rebound. Like, you just behind bars.
And that's my thing. How are you finding all this love behind bars? I can barely find love out on the
Right.
And then the last one, we have Philip Carl Jablonski. He killed 5 women from 1978 to 1991. But even in his women-killing spree, he married Carol Spadoni while serving. And then murdered her and her mother. That's not funny. What? But I didn't expect that ending. So that's our top 3 for finding love after lockup.
Let me just say right now, Alexis is crying real tears.
I did not expect that. That was a big plot twist. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna let you get it together.
I'm good. Whew.
Oh my goodness. Child. That was a plot. So So right now we have special segments, and this is a fun little time where we get to kiki, even because some of these storylines are pretty heavy, and so it's nice to have special segments where we can liven things up and lighten things up at the same time. So the special segment we have here is Kill, Screw, Marry. So you go ahead and you're gonna break down our options and everything like that, because I need to marinate on what's going to happen.
Okay, so between Ted Bundy, Lyle Menendez, Philip Jablonski, Kill, Screw, Marry. Okay, so I'm thinking I would marry Menendez because he only killed his parents.
Okay.
He wasn't just out on a killing spree. That makes him a little less crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe? This is weird. And then I would screw Ted Bundy because he was actually kind of cute. And
True.
he didn't kill his wife and mother like Jablonski, which is why I would kill Jablonski.
I think that's an easy one.
Yeah.
I think killing Jablonski, that's real easy.
Yeah.
I think I would, oh my goodness. This is so hard because I feel like anybody that can kill their parents and then... Okay, I would screw Lyle.
Okay.
Yeah, because killing your parents, you only get parents one time in your life.
Well, they claim that they were being abused, if we really look into the story.
Yeah, that is true. But because it's still not definite, it's hard to really give credibility to it.
Right.
So I would screw him, and I would marry Ted, because Ted was kind of charming.
He was charming. If you watch, you listen to the tapes and you watch the show.
Yeah. His bottom row teeth were really messed up. But I guess back in the day, you can look past stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, so since we are doing Kill, Marry, Screw, let's do Kill, Marry, Screw for some of the people on our show. So let's do Michael, Clint, and Marcelino, Kill, Marry, Screw.
Ooh. I would kill Clint because he's pathetic. I would marry Marcelino because he has that structure, and I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how because I remember last season they said that he was a writer, and he was able to really take care of Brittney.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, you have
a nice wedding.
Yeah. So he has the financial backing. So the structure's there, so I would marry him. And screw Mike, because he has these girls going dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they must be going dumb for a reason.
We know what that reason is.
We know what that reason is. So that's what I would go with.
I think I would do the same exact three.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I take that back. Because Clint is cuckoo, but Clint is loyal, and he loves him some Tracy, and so maybe I would kill Michael, marry Marcelino, and screw Clint just because Clint has good behavior.
Okay, good behavior. Shout out 5 stars for good behavior. So now that we know who we're not destined to be with, is there any news?
Yes, we do have some news.
Let's get into some news and gossip.
I'm so excited about this news because this news probably means that we're going to continue to have more and more seasons of Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup. So, Life After Lockup locked ratings gold. The WeTV series debuted to record premiere ratings among all key demos, making it the highest rated season premiere ever for the franchise, delivering 1.1 million total viewers.
Sheesh.
That's great, especially for WeTV.
Yeah.
That's bringing in a lot of numbers for them. So that makes me excited because that means there's probably going to be a season 3, and we want more of Love.
We want
Lockup.
more, yes.
Yeah,
more love, more drama, more comedy, because this is pure comedy gold.
So entertaining.
Very.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, this is our last little piece. So we're going to share some predictions. Some Love After Lockup predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I am thinking, I'm going deep down into my chakras.
Okay, channel it.
I'm thinking that we're going to see some more of this love triangle with Meagan, Sarah, and Michael. But I think there's going to be a twist. I think they're going to find out there are other women who are also somehow involved in this triangle. And that's just going to stir it up even more.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me think. I'm thinking, you know, I have my scarf on today, so I'm channeling my inner psychic. Yes. I like that. I do predict that Meagan, because Meagan keeps saying she has something really important to tell Michael.
Oh, yeah, there's a big secret.
I'm hoping that she's not pregnant.
I'm hoping not too.
But I feel like with the way she's gassing it up, she might be pregnant.
And like, what else could it be?
Yeah.
You know?
It would be evil, honestly, if it wasn't that she was pregnant. Because that's like the biggest thing that you can give someone, you know, as a teaser. So, you know, best of luck to you, Mistress Meagan.
Yeah.
She went from, I just lost my virginity and I'm pure, and now she has this whole other demeanor about her.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that, too. It's just like, it just locked the inner beast out of her, and now she don't care what she says to people, what she does, as long as it's just her and her man.
Well, have fun with that.
Yeah, way to be a ride or die, I guess.
Not just your man. But anyway, this was Love After Lockup,
So
Life
fun.
After Lockup. I had an amazing time with
lots
you.
of fun. I'm excited to do the rest of the season.
Yes, I can't wait to see what else we have planned.
Yeah.
And we are going to be joined next week by our third co-host, Kitty. Miss
Kitty kaboom boom boom.
Miss Kitty Kaboom Boom is going to be boom booming right here. And she's going to be taking over the moderator seat. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Again, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on iTunes, what else? All that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram. My Instagram is IamB_Chianne, Chianne. And where can they follow you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Lexi Fierce.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. Buzz you later.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.